Hello everyone, I hope you are all well. This is just a short one. I was just scrolling on TikTok as you do, and I came across um, this man, and he's been experiencing some strange activity around his home. He's caught UFO above his house or near his home, strange lights, and then a white owl appearing out of nowhere above his house. Apparently, he took a photo, and you can kind of see something that resembles a head, although I believe that bit's questionable. I will attach that video, or there's actually two at the end. So if you, stay to the end, you'll see that. And I want to also include a video of that I took. I think it was last week. So I was in my living room. It was quite late and getting on for midnight, and I was actually watching something on TV, and then all of a sudden I could hear this owl, which is not unusual. I do hear them occasionally. Um, I'll get into that a little bit more shortly. But anyway, I didn't see, I wish I had. I heard an owl so loud, and I was like, whoa, what is that? So I quickly got up, put my camera on, and you'll see I'm filming. Excuse the mess in the garden, guys. There's polystyrene everywhere because of wind. But unfortunately, I couldn't catch it on camera. It is very difficult, but you can hear it. It's loud and clear. In fact, it almost sounds like there's more than one. I'd probably say at least two or three. Now, I don't know too much about owls. I don't know if they often, fly solo. Are they independent? Do they often travel in pairs? I don't know. Maybe I should have researched that before doing this, but actually, I might do that now. Interesting. So I just read the nocturnal, of course, we know that, and they're very solo, independent birds. They don't travel in pairs. So that's interesting because in this video of my recording, you can clearly hear, or at least I can, um, at least two. Three, I don't know, but at least two because they're coming from the sounds coming from different areas, at least to me anyway. You don't, I think there is a part actually, you do hear them go off at the same time. I just want to mention there were some other birds, so with whatever these owls were doing, it was disturbing the other birds and that. So I first started hearing owls, I'd say probably about, 10 years ago, 9 or 10 years ago. I ended a toxic relationship through the help of my granddad who passed. I believe it was my granddad gave me the courage and strength to just one day leave the relationship. And I kid you not, guys, that very night I heard an owl. Now, I'm not never used to be a huge bird lover, although I am appreciating them more and more as I get older. Um, I started to become drawn and interested in owls actually about around the same time. And it wasn't like, oh, I heard owls and then all of a sudden I was obsessed with owls. It wasn't like that. It was just kind of happened around the same time. And I didn't make a connection, if there is a connection at all. There are reasons why we are drawn to certain animals or things. Perhaps it's memory, perhaps it's past life experiences. I know oftentimes, we hear about spirit guides, animal guides. So I started to believe that my spirit animal was an owl. And I'm still on the fence. Is it my spirit guide that's an owl, or is this owl something deeper? This being drawn to owls all of a sudden. I've got owl totems, ornaments, carved owls in my home. I've got, even in the garden, a huge owl statue. I'll say huge, slight exaggeration, but fairly large owl statue. So yeah, just all of a sudden out of the blue. And again, many of us have heard that there are connections with ET abductions, UFO activity. abductions, memories, in things like that. My mind's gone blank. One moment, guys. So again, at the time, I don't always make these connections straight away, but again, with the fascination with owls, would be around the same time of me having memories of being abducted by greys. I know when I was younger, I witnessed and saw a UFO. It visited me, and we connected telepathically. I believe it was positive, but who knows? Was it trickery? Was it manipulation to make me feel a certain way towards this extraterrestrial UFO ship, or possibly human military ship? Who knows? To kind of get me used to it, so I don't fear it. Perhaps it was, I don't know, something that they do often before taking and abducting children. Now, I have been abducted since a child, even to this day. I've been abducted by military. Many of you know, of course, but many of you are new to my channel, might not know, don't even know what a MILAB is. So MILAB stands for Military Operations Abductions. It's a secret, so it's not so secret now, but meaning it's more and more people are speaking about it. But basically, it's a Black Ops military faction. I'm not saying all military is bad, but it's the Black Ops military. Kind of like it's separate from the normal average military, and they're kind of into nefarious things, abductions, and things of that nature. And they are this MILABs is basically created and controlled and operated by the CIA. And where can I go from here? I have to excuse me, guys, because really I'm struggling all of a sudden with my mind. So yeah, so around the time of the owls, hearing the owls, being fascinated with the owls, it was like I say, I'm repeating myself. It wasn't like, oh, I'm hearing an owl, it's so cool, and then all of a sudden, like, I want to buy owl things. It wasn't like that. It just out of the blue, I was obsessed with owls. And looking back now, I'm like, whoa, there's obviously a connection. Around the same time, I was getting memories and having experiences of being abducted as well. Now, I don't know if many of you have heard of the movie. I'm sure you have, The Fourth Kind. It's about a woman. I can never pronounce her second name. Milla Jovovich or something. She is a psychiatrist or therapist. She has patients that have reports of seeing owls at the windows, and then the kind of experiencing or having memories of like abduction type experiences, and they're all saying the owls. And I was always drawn to that movie. It always resonated. That's what I'm saying, guys. There's always a reason why we're drawn to certain things. So yeah, so she kind of puts them under hypnosis, and then they're able to retrieve memories, and they explain or talk about seeing greys, and and things of that nature. So there is a connection between owls and the greys. It's shown many a times in the movies. I don't understand. I don't know why they choose to show themselves as greys. As owls. I know they also can disguise themselves and mimic or take the form of other animals, deers, and other things like that. But owls especially. So very interesting. I'd love to find out more about, why the owl. Now, I'm not saying owls are all aliens. Of course, owls are real, sentient, beautiful creatures. It's just, why do the greys mimic to make themselves look like an owl? Or maybe it's not that, perhaps they're projecting in your mind. They want you to see them as an owl. Who knows? Again, in this house, roughly 3 years ago, I was in bed, my back was facing the window, and I remember turning around and looking to the window. I think I've shared this before already, but I saw a grey alien face in my window, but it wasn't the typical grey alien that you see in movies. It kind of had more of a rounder face rather than a pear triangular shaped face, but you could definitely tell it was a grey of some kind. I guess there's many types of greys and hybrid greys and things like that. And I remember seeing it, and I remember immediately going into fear, and I pulled the blanket over my head, and I was scared to come out. I felt like that 3-year-old. Now, I have seen crafts as a kid. They've been taking me since I was a kid. Um, and I have memories of being in bed as a kid and hearing tapping at the window and too terrified to open the windows. Oh, sorry, look out the curtain. And I could see in my mind what it was. And even from a young age, I saw it. I saw it was an alien. I would often come home, and as I'm, going up my street, I would see like these tall beings sat on a fence near my home, moving and rocking back and forth. They could have quite possibly have been reptilian shadow beings, or grey. I don't know, but it was definitely moving and things like that. Um, hearing humming in my room, that's a common thing prior to abduction, is hearing humming, a low hum. And I hear that even now to this day in my house. So, and I'll have like flashes, like big flashes in my mind. Or I'll see out the corner of my eye, or as I turn, I'll see a bolt of light. It almost looks like lightning. It's like that big flash. Sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's white. Now, I believe these are memories of them, either prior to, that memories of them taking me or dropping me back off, and they're just the remnants, of that. So yeah, it's insane. I say it a lot, guys, but yeah, let me know, what do you think? There's definitely a connection. Have you had your own experiences? I can't believe I didn't really connect until now properly. I mean, it kind of did cross my mind, I guess, at times years ago, but I didn't think too much into it regarding, the relationship between owls, or not even a relationship between owls, but, owls and the greys. Of course, I saw that movie years ago, but I didn't ponder into it at that point years ago. My memories and experiences weren't so full on. My memories came in, sorry, after, and my abduction experiences and memories also after that as well. But I am having memories of the abductions that happened when I was younger as well. So it's always happened. But yes, but anyway, I'm going to attach the video. And I just want to say the video that I took of, you can hear the owls. It's about 9 minutes long, but very loud, very close. Definitely, there's got to be in two, which is unusual for owls. So I don't know, but I know that when greys come down, they don't, to abduct people. They don't come on their own. They always come in pairs or in sets, like usually threes. They never come down on their own. So I don't know. Were these regular owls in the garden, or were they something else hanging around my house waiting to abduct me? I don't know, guys. I really don't know. It's just interesting, isn't it? I haven't actually seen the owls with my own eyes. I've tried. I haven't. And my neighbour, that he was lucky to see it. He described what it looked like. He said it was a huge white barn owl, snowy barn owl. He said he saw it sat on my roof as well. So yeah, what else? I want to make sure I don't forget anything. But I know they do have a tendency, these greys, to torment, terrorise people sometimes prior to abductions, and looking through the windows. They're little peeping toms, and many report seeing them looking like owls prior to abductions. So with who I am and everything I've gone through, and the activity I have in my home, the lights, my electricity acting up, street lights acting up. Many of you have seen those videos. Humming in my house, having experiences of being taken, levitated through my wall, portals opening up, or just all of a sudden a huge part of my roof is, it's almost like, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's like a circular, it's like my roof's there as I'm being levitated, and then I can see the sky, and then sometimes peeking down whilst I'm being levitated, I will see extraterrestrials, and then before you know it, I'm on the ship. Sometimes it's negative experiences, sometimes it's positive experience. I have been taken up by positive beings as well. So yeah, I do second guess myself, I do gaslight myself, but when it's things like this, I'm like, to me, it's something. It's definitely something. It's not in my head. Now, I mean, in the connection with the owls, the timing of my fascination, my experiences, looking through my window and stuff like that. In regards to the owls in my garden, I'm not a paranoid person. So, like I say, I don't know. Were they genuine, just normal owls? Or were they something else, waiting, hanging around? But I do remember that night, it was strange. Like I say, I was watching a movie, it was on loud, and I could hear it. And this is going to sound crazy, guys, okay? But it felt like, it reminded me of when I was a kid, when I was visited by a ship, practically in my garden. And it put on a display, it connected to me telepathically. It was kind of like that feeling. It was like, almost like, we're here for you. Not, that's what I got with the ship. Like, we're here for you. We've come to see you. We're family. Like I say, we connect through telepathy. But with the owls, it was like they purposely wanted to get my attention, is what it felt like. Because I actually got up, obviously, as you'll see, and what I've spoken about, and filmed it. Now, I don't hear the owls all the time. It's not a thing I hear every night. Like I say, it started 10 years ago. I started hearing them the day after I ended it with my partner and she left the house. That's when I started hearing it. And again, I remember the first time I heard it, it felt like a sign, like, oh my God. I don't know, like a sign, like I've done the right thing, and I know I've done the right thing. I didn't need an owl to validate that, or me believe an owl needed to validate that. It was a very toxic relationship. So it's just the timing as well, it's very strange. And I just had something I was going to say and it's gone. I can't remember. But, going back, is an owl my spirit guide? Or do I feel that way because I feel so drawn and connected to them because it's something else, because it's, I don't know, something I've seen, abduction related, we're drawn to things for a reason, just like we have fears for things for a reason. Whether the fears and phobias has come from something we've experienced in our personal life that makes sense. Or sometimes we have these fears and phobias and we have no logical explanation in our life why they're there, but it's there for a reason. Past life related, abduction related. I do know as well a lot of abductees have fears. Heights, of course, makes sense. Spiders, interesting. Or even some have a fear of owls because of traumatic experiences, or some are just very drawn to owls. Now, I know that owls are very symbolic. They represent enlightenment, spirituality. I know in certain cultures they represent bad omens, death, So other places, you know, good luck. So just like anything, you know, anything can have different meanings and symbolic meanings, you know, depending on your culture, religion, country, you know, and so on and forth. So, well, no one's died. So it's not a sign of something, you know, a death coming. At least I hope not. Touch wood. So yeah, just rambling on, guys. This wasn't a planned video, like I say. I saw this guy's video and it just triggered things, you know, memories, and made me look back at my past and my experiences and timing and seeing these things and, you know, things like that. And I thought, you know, I'm going to share a little video because I don't know, maybe you've made the connection already. Why owls? Why owls? You know, I guess it's not just owls, they can mimic themselves to look like anything, but you know, we often know that owls is their favourite thing. Maybe because they look similar. I don't know. The large eyes, you know, you lift their skirts up, their feathers up, they've got these long legs. I don't know. It's all fascinating. But let me know, guys. Are you drawn to owls? Are you a MyLab? Have you experienced ET abductions? Have you seen the movie? If not, go and watch it. It's called The Fourth Kind. I'm sure it's on Prime. And I hope I haven't missed anything else. Yeah, I just wanted to share that really because it is part of, you know, my experience, I guess. I don't know, guys. But anyway, enjoy these videos. I'm going to include my video now, and then at the end of that, you'll see that guy who I mentioned, his TikTok. So I'll include both of his videos as well. And in fact, his videos have gone viral. It's not AI, guys. His videos have gone viral, so he's got a large, substantial amount of interest and likes and followers because of, you know, what he's caught, which is hardly surprising. But anyway, guys, I'm going to start rambling on, and I love you and leave you all, and I'll speak to you hopefully soon in a new upload. Take care, guys.
Alright, so I posted a video about the owl. Here's some context on why I think it's an alien. A few nights ago, I recorded this on accident with flash and scared the crap out of me. Then a few days later, this thing showed up in the clouds. And then this. Now I'm pretty sure I can debunk this whole thing, but check this out. So, if you can see right here is a cord, you can barely see it, with that light. I'm pretty sure it accidentally caught on fire and sparked, and he came out of the trees over here thinking it was a mouse or something, and he flew on it. Oh, and here's the truck everybody thinks is AI, but it's really just storage. There it is again.
Oh my God, that is so close. Talking. Come on, you together. I wish I could see it. Oh my god, I don't want to break my neck. Cat's eyes are crazy, aren't they? Look at that. Reminds me of that song. How's it go? Bright eyes, turn around, bright eyes. Oh, it's moved. I want to see it. Oh my god, guys. I love owls. Oh, there's a few. There's got to be at least 3. Hey, Gizmo. You hear those owls? Yeah. Hope you're not bothering them. Good boy. Beautiful, aren't they? I can always see it, hear them, but I can never bloody see it. I wish I got night vision. Or the, what do you call it, heat sensor cameras. That'd be cool. Who's that? I've been in this house for 11 years coming up. And the first time I heard the owls was after I finished my relationship with my ex, which was, how many years ago? 9 years ago coming up. And every night after our split, I'd hear this owl, but I never heard it from the back. It'd be from the front, like my front garden. Again, I could never see it. Every night I'd hear it. I just took it as a good sign. I think it's gone. See if I can get one more hoot. Is it hoot or toot? Hoot. Wouldn't it be so cool if it just like flew over or something? Hey, Mr. Owl, show yourself to me. Where are you? I think it's gone. Yeah, I don't sense it. Yeah, I think it's moved along. Oh well, maybe one day I'll get to see it.